Hi, my name's Nelson Elam. Today I wanted to cover how to manage snapshots with NFS data stores and how to recover from a snapshot. So first thing we're going to do is create a snapshot policy, in this case called test snapshot policy, but for your environment you would want to give this a descriptive name. We're going to add our file system export as a member here, actually the specific directory of a specific VM. We're next going to add a rule for frequency of snapshot operations as well as the retention schedule for it. We're going to give it a client name, which is going to be useful later to determine the source of a snapshot. Next, we're going to go look at the file system, the specific directory of what we are just snapshotting, which is a load VM in this circumstance. We can see that this policy is now creating snapshots, and we can see the client name on the left there in the directory snapshot row or column. Next, we're going to actually pick one of these snapshots to restore from. So I'm going to pick an older one. And the name here will be important later for recreating the path. For now, it's just important to know that that is there. Next, we're going to grab the virtual interface for FA file, that IP address, to use for the creation of the data store that we're going to make to restore the snapshot from. Under the file system itself, you can actually see the exports, and in this circumstance there's a single data store export that we have there, and we're going to use that export name and the path to the VM itself to create this data store. Switching over to vCenter, I'm going to make a new NFS data store, NFS v3 for now, and it's going to be give the share a name that's useful to your environment. In this case, it's just going to be a temporary one, so I'm calling it snapshot temp. We're going to populate that path with the info from earlier that we pulled from the flash array, and critically, it gets mounted as a read-only data store here. After that's finished, we're going to select all the files in that data store, and we're going to copy them over to a directory that I had previously created in the production data store here. You can see that those files are now visible in that data store. We're going to find the VMX file, register this VM, give it a unique name, and we're either going to want to disconnect the networking or change the IP address before powering it on. In this case, this VM does not have access to a network, so I didn't have to do any of that. But after we power it on, you can see that the VM does boot up and is running after we've successfully restored it from Snapshot. That's all I wanted to cover today. Thanks for watching, and please review the VMware Platform Guide for detailed instructions on how to perform this process.